Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball goes fast. A 4-week season where the top performers become captains. Week 1 saw Team Hentz go undefeated. Team wins dominate the leaderboard. So Valentin-Anderson, Thompson, Hoffman, and Hentz have gone from allies to adversaries. In Week 2, who remains dominant? Who faces adversity for the first time? Who remains atop the leaderboard? Welcome back to Omaha, Nebraska. We serve up top volleyball action right now. The first of 6 matches on the week has taken the floor. Team Valentin-Anderson versus Team Hentz. All pro vets ready to face off in a week that features 3 new captains in the captain's chairs via that undefeated performance last weekend by Morgan Hentz, who will repeat this time in blue. You see the excellent performances there, leading in kills, leading in assists. How about 3rd in the league in reception percentage, and a strong final night effort from Claire Hoffman to vault herself up into the captain's chair. Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Barnett. Welcome back to Omaha and welcome back into Liberty First Credit Union Arena for our Week 2. It was a dynamic defensive duo that powered Team Hentz to the victory last week. This week they find themselves on opposite sides of the net, as well as opposite sides of my partner, Key Michael.
All right guys, break it up. We'll leave it all on the court there. But Nati, you've scooped up 2 of the biggest players and 2 of the captains from last week. What was your strategy?
I just wanted to bring experience and a lot of fun to my team. I think a joyful team is what I was going for, and yeah, I'm excited to play.
All right, Joy on one side and Morgan on the other side. You kept that purple team together. What was your strategy?
Yeah, I think there's something to be said if you can keep a couple players like from week to week, just that level of comfortability. But also, we've got some really nice new pieces, and we're just looking forward to compete really hard against a great Orange team.
All right, guys, get out there and show us what you got. Back to you, Kevin.
Fantastic to see these 2 face off once again, both with extensive experience at that captain position. Keep in mind, that captain spot responsible for the practice schedule during the week, the practice plan, how everything is executed, who starts, and how they get through the weekend. Team Hentz navigated it successfully behind Team Valentin-Anderson's Natalia Valentin-Anderson, the center, just 5'6", playing much bigger in that position, benefiting her side defensively. A good look at Tori Dixon, as well as on the outside hitting position, Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. There's some stock who's rising, Reagan Cooper. She will be on the outside. Of course, defending champion Betania de la Cruz. And for the first time in Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball history, we have a pair of champions in the field vying for a 2nd title. Will it be a repeat for the first time ever, or will it be a new champion on the year? Maddie Kingdon-Rischel gets us started. Former captain from last week, as that ball is left into the back row, and top performer, really a breakout start, Key Michael, for Danny Drews.
Yeah, Drews was a big pickup, I think, for this side. She was effective last week. Held a lot of the offensive prowess. Have to do it again.
Tori Dixon back to serve. Longtime national team athlete, 2-time Olympic alternate. That ball is hit high, flat, and over the top of Dixon. Interesting note with Drews, number 1 in blue. You will find her at the opposite position this week, at least starting this match, and that is the plan for Team Hentz, is to have the outside play at the opposite spot where she has professionally. And Sophie Fisher, who's at the start of her professional career, serves that one a little bit long. The one-time Georgia star.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions coming in here, is how this blue squad shapes up, because last week we saw Cooper and Parsons kind of a 1-2 punch, one front court, one back court. Now they're both on court at the same time.
Champu gets us started. You saw her full name there, known as Champu in Thailand, where volleyball is massively popular. Nice dig for Natalia Valentin-Anderson's side, and converted immediately. Maddie Kingdon-Rischel, sitting 25th in points, had kind of a tough start in the captain's chair. Just couldn't get over the hump a couple of times in some matches. Natalia Valentin-Anderson, her side, could. Another dig by Nati. That is common. Joust and a net violation will negate what would have continued via Morgan Hentz read there.
I'm watching a substitution unfold, and it looks like a pretty similar thing happening that we saw last week, except the second half of the Reagan Cooper backcourt is actually Claire Chaussee now. So that's a little wrinkle in the game we haven't seen.
Yeah, last week it was Sarah Parsons who was on that team, Hentz as well. That ball's to the outside. Kat Bell, they'll be looking for some production from that opposite spot. Drews trying to go inside, looking for hands, goes wide of the court. I think very interesting watch here at the opposite position on both sides as Betania De La Cruz steps back to the line. Champion in 22. Off the leaderboard, off the top 4 captains' chairs for the first time in more than a year. Rockets that ball down the line. It'll be Drews once again, right into the block, covered up. Parsons, who's in there. Roll shot, and that's good. So they're mixing the outsides, using all 3 of them on the Hentz side.
Yeah, a whole lot of change happening on Hentz's side. But I think that's interesting because Hentz has retained a lot of those players that kind of know each other a little bit better, and that familiarity. Will that be enough to substitute the likes of the scoring machine that was Jordan Thompson?
Well, it's nice to see Parsons return to the floor. Has son Ezra in tow now, 8 months later. Her first competitive return is Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball as Serena Gray steps back. One-time Pitt and Penn State star, who now plays for League One Salt Lake, because that ball's laid off behind, misconnected. A little bit of traffic, and that may have resulted in partly the block there. 5-4 Team Hentz.
Yeah, like that block. Dixon, a big part of it, and she, again, sticking with Kayla Caffey for the second week in a row. A lot of kind of grouping of players happening.
One-time Danny Barton, long-time Danny Drews with the serve there. That ball dug up and still alive. Parsons can't quite get it. Go right back with a point. Our team, Valentin-Anderson. Remember, we played at 25, win by 2 in each one of the sets. You earn 40 team points. Those are the ones that powered Team Hentz for all those win points. Those team points. And then you get 60 for the overall victory, and that is on aggregate. Everything added up, like 77-66, 77-57. As that little push is good for Sarah Parsons, the one-time Minnesota star. They'd love to have her back, wouldn't they? It's been a while, but Minnesota a little banged up this year. Would love to have the Land of Lakes native back in the lineup. Parsons played professionally Italy, Germany, Brazil, Turkey, and Japan, as well as Team USA. Outside, cut inside. There's Cooper, who's back in. Betania out of the back row, dug by Hentz. Sharp stuff. Dig. And the conversion. Looking for it. No touch. And we might have our first captain's challenge, of which there are 2 per team per set. And indeed, Julie Vogt indicates that there will be a captain's challenge from the Team Valentin-Anderson side.
And it feels like on this orange side, there's 3 captains in the mix. So that's something I'm curious about. When you have too many chefs, too many cooks in the kitchen, you got Maddie and Betty, who were captains last week. Natalia, who's been a captain many times before, who kind of takes the leadership role here.
That issue here looks like the right hand of Tori Dixon as she arrives for that block against Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. A battle that has been waging inside the Team USA gym for a decade. Both former national team players. We have our replay official at our headquarters in Nashville, Tennessee. Much like the NFL has New York, we have Nashville. And they're taking a look at the angles. Zooming in, slowing down.
I don't think I see any wiggle of the finger there. I think Kingdon-Rischel was pretty confident with the call.
Ball originally called out with no touch, challenged by Team Valentin-Anderson.
After review, the challenge for block touch is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful, so it will remain Team Hentz, much to the dismay of Maddie Kingdon-Rischel.
And a sly smile from Tori Dixon as well.
Parsons, 2020 Olympic alternate, serving. Hentz digging. Cooper converting. Reagan Cooper's stock is going to the moon.
As it should be. She was stable last week. We saw her just take a lot of the offensive, not load necessarily, but she was calm and effective when she needed to be.
Yeah, hitting 330 on that pin. Backslide there. Good touch by Cooper. She'll get it right back. And Sophie Fisher was out there on the right. 6'5", up big and through the net for the block.
Nice little change up here. Fisher typically in the middle, obviously, but she's just going back for that slide. She stays there, and it's great communication between her and Nati to make sure that she doesn't have time to get in the middle, just does what she can do.
Right back, third set to the outside. That'll be tipped. Nati, ever aware, picks it up. Betty trying to chip over the small setter. Champu. Both of them working on the matchups at the pin.
Yeah, and this is a perfect time to go on the outside there because Cooper has Natalia Valentin-Anderson in front of her. She's the smaller setter, a smaller blocker. She will get her blocks. She will get her touches. But if the choice is between her, Betty, or Fisher, you'd absolutely go after her.
Middle back for Kat Bell, dug up. Bell's having a hard time finding kills early on, as is Danny Drews. That ball also wide, eerily similar to an earlier effort.
Yeah, Kat Bell, we had a lot of questions for her last week. She was about 20% efficiency on the first night. Just 3 kills there, and it kind of went down in terms of efficiency. 12% was what she ended on, but yet she still found herself as the top opposite, and she's a starting opposite here for the orange side.
Now a challenge here to see if that Drews attack was in. Team Hentz issuing the challenge. Originally the ball was called out. You're referencing the numbers for Kat Bell. 16 kills, 14 errors on 69 swings.
The challenge for ball in out is successful.
So the ball now called in. It will be point Team Hentz. Take the error away from Drews, give her a kill. So Kat Bell, 16 kills, 14 errors on 69 swings. That's .030 for efficiency. And just 4 blocks. I wonder if we won't see Skylar Fields here. If that continues as that ball drops off a shelf and hits the court. Ace for Tori Dixon, and she will collect some stat points. Those are big, plus 12 for that. Each ace can be incredibly valuable, not only to your side to keep a run going, but also for your own individual points. 11-6, timeout Team Valentin-Anderson. And when we get back, he'll break down the Week 2 draft. How did these teams come together? You will know next. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship is sponsored by Nike. Look at some of the top-level international and Olympic representatives here in Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball. Team Hentz with the early lead, 11-6, as Molly McCage is stoked on Season 5. Let's get to Key Michael and break down the draft that happens every week.
All right, we're going to talk draft strategy as per usual. We've got a setter and a libero in the captain seat. So here's what they've drafted in terms of positions. It's actually very similar. Outside's going off the board first. The question mark I have is these two playing together for the first time ever. Will that work out for them? We will see. On the other side here, mostly a purple squad, and you saw how successful they were last week, so Hentz's strategy is to go with the winners. The other thing she's done is taken some combination teams. 2 middles here, 2 outsides that we saw, kind of one half of each other, a yin and yang, if you will. A more blocking player here, a more offensive player here. Same thing on the other side. We're going middle that's more offensive, a middle that's more defensive right here. My quick question, though, right off the board was, I don't know if you noticed here with 3 outsides, where's your opposite? Way down here, Lorene getting not picked up. So we've got a little combination of different players getting the start and Claire Chaussee being the other half of that. So it was an interesting strategy, and we'll see which one pays off.
And Danny Drews in that opposite spot for Team Hentz. You look at Morgan Hentz, Stanford All-American and national champion. Before now an extensive professional career as Natalia Valentin-Anderson chases that one down. No swing to be had out of the timeout. Into the middle this time to Caffey, and she will convert. Kayla Caffey, who is undersized at 6 feet tall, but not lacking efficiency, hitting .520, 16 kills, just 2 errors on 27 in the first week. Put her 10th on the overall leaderboard in her 3rd season. Caffey cheats over. That one's thrown right over the top of her by front row Natalia Valentin-Anderson. So we've seen them be blocking targets, but they also could be more offensive, the setters, when they are in the front row. Holding off what could have been a little bit longer run there, 12-7. But they're going to need to convert some, are the women in orange. There's one possibility, but you have to get a swing. Offense in rhythm, coming the other way. Caffey, Drews, Cooper. Good touch. Betty on a perfect set, right down the line. Natalia de la Cruz, as she has for 2 decades internationally, collects another kill. Both good passers, both experienced, tremendously long international careers. They pass next to a ton of different folks. What's at issue there as a passer? What do you need to develop in terms of that relationship as Champu steps back to serve?
Well, I think these two passers, Maddie and Betty, are both comfortable taking and talking about what they're going to take. So you saw there's a perfect example of what Betty does is they've already decided who's going to take that ball long before the ball arrives. And I think that kind of early communication is so important in a league like this where you really only have a couple days to get to know each other. Players with that kind of confidence rise to the top.
Yeah, talking about Maddie Kingdon-Rischel and Betania de la Cruz. Outside hitters for Team Valentin-Anderson as that ball's powered through Serena Gray, who arrived late. Cooper on the right-hand side with that one, and Chassé will come in for number 20. Tell you, somebody's going to put some work into Reagan Cooper, and she's going to end up being a 6 rotation outside that is a deep offensive threat out of the back row. Her athleticism is next level. Chassé, deep corner, good serve. Oh, love the aggression there from Kat Bell.
All the blockers pulled off the net. Nobody expecting her to go full swing on that, so that's exactly why she does it. Have a look at how far this ball is coming from behind her shoulder. Has to make a decision on it. Sees out of the corner of her eye. There's no one there. Goes full throttle.
Should the block be up, or should the defense have been ready for that?
I probably would have had the block up on her. She was close enough to the net.
Drews goes super sharp and straight down. There you get a look at the power of Danny Drews, who's not unfamiliar with that opposite spot, having played a whole season of it in Japan for the NEC Red Rockets in what was a championship campaign.
The other thing about putting her in the right side is she now doesn't have to worry about passing. She passed 94 balls over the course of 3 matches when she was playing as the outside spot. So they've taken that pressure off her. She can just focus on swinging. Yeah,
if you free up that left arm, look out. So far, that's proven true. She's gone sharp and sharper cross court as Serena Gray steps back. Drews trying to go in the angle again. Can she pull it line? They'll go the other side. Dug by Betania. Kat, high hands, deep corner, and that's a winner for Kat Bell. Good start for Bell. That's a nice sign for Valentin-Anderson.
And the other thing to think about when you're talking about an efficiency of a player is also who they're setting from, the setter that they're hitting off of. So she might just have a much better connection with someone like Natalia Valentin-Anderson, who likes to push that ball with a bit more speed.
That ball is long. That'll put Drews to the line. I wonder if Drews could have a big jump serve. There's one right there. Been going jump float to that point. Perhaps feeling that freedom. Line blocked. Sophie Fisher closing, and I asked Sophie about her first week as we came in here tonight, and she said, on my blocking, I just have to not reach towards the hitter. I have to make sure I push over and block balls that way. Little reach there, but she still got it.
Yeah, and she blocked 5 balls on the first night. After that, she went down just a little bit, but I thought that she was really impressive in her opening night in terms of her reading, her physicality, her getting that inside arm over, which is what we talk about a lot. And for a middle, you have to be really cautious not to reach to your outside hitter, and I think she's doing a good job of it.
Said perhaps an Olympics in her future. Credits Tom Black with filling her with confidence, investing matches in her at Georgia. Sophie Fisher still in that middle front. She'll close next to Anderson, and that one went inside of her and back over. double flex. Dig to kill for number 19.
And what a flex it was. All muscle on Kingdon Rochelle. And those are just reactions, right? You cannot plan that ball to go in the back of the court. You just put your body in the way and make sure it doesn't hit the floor.
Maddie's been doing that work at Bait Club in Redondo Beach, getting ready for the season. And here she serves it was outside the antenna. That's going to be an ace. Yeah, shut it down. Just get a little extra rep. But that is an ace serve from Maddie Kingdon Rochelle. Phoenix, Arizona native. Played at Arizona for Dave Rubio. Tough serve. Look at the movement.
Yeah, she does a lot of things at a high level, and one of them is that serve. Because it's so flat, very little spin on it. That still, even though that went just wide, is a very good serve. I like her being aggressive down that sideline. Again, talking about serving that front court attacking player is Cooper in this instance, but no spin on it. She makes that decision very difficult.
Betty likes a little higher ball. Cooper, nice tip coverage. Parsons, good arm. That ball is blasted right over and down by Betania Dela Cruz. (18-16). Lots of substitutions happening right now as Jaylee Winters enters. Played her collegiate ball right here at Creighton. Playing for League One Omaha. Skylar Fields checking in the double sub. Alongside Carly Graham. 44 will have setting duties in the back row. There is Jaylee Winters. She's been out here getting extra passing reps, extra things before the match. Not played a lot. Not played at all, making her debut here in week 2. Good flat float right down the middle. Backslide tip. That's an outside hitter back there. She got it, but the second contact just wasn't there.
So all 3 subs reversed immediately. I like the idea of using your subs, especially trying to put Natty in the backcourt, have a bit more strength in the front court. Doesn't pay off. It's a quick reversal of those subs.
Bell back in at opposite. 1 kill for Bell on 3 swings. Scorers getting it all arranged, throwing 3 people in. That's where I want them to report to a scorer's table and then come in like basketball, so it's already done and everything's all set. Used to be international, you had paddles. You used to have to hold up a paddle that had the person you were subbing in for, their number on it. That was kind of silly. Ooh, sharply done. Chopped off by Betania Dela Cruz. Saw her working with that when she was peppering with Manami Kojima.
Yeah, and she has one of the best contacts, I think, in the entire league in terms of crisp ball contact. All her fingers go over it. So not only is she able to create some power with it, but also the precision of just moving that ball around.
19-17. Valentin-Anderson creeping closer. The captain serving down the line. Cooper right side. Had a kill over there last time. Not this time. It's the right side of Bell with her second.
Bell having to do some work there. Move her feet, get the ball, dives inside. But I think her good decision-making skill is to go back down the line there. So she goes kind of off the hands of the blockers rather than trying to go full force into the angle and possibly run out of real estate.
Valentin-Anderson is a sneaky, effective server, but she misses there. That's the 5th service error for Valentin-Anderson as a group in this first set. Hentz has just 1. Chaussee back in. She will go to the service line. Parsons to the front row. Parsons, Drews, Caffey looking to slow down the Orange offense. Bell not to be slowed today. 3rd kill on 5 swings for Kat.
Yeah, already a better efficiency than we've seen all season long from Kat Bell. Good high swing, just ripping it deep into the corner over the shoulder of Hentz, who's one of the best diggers in the league.
Jump serve from Betty coming. Wrapping it down the line. Drews, a lot of sharp stuff this time. Dug up down the line with the roll. Parsons in front of Bell once. Caffey in front the second time. Back row, Chasse. That one looked in. I would challenge that one all day long, but a touch called late. So this could get quite confusing if the Valentin-Anderson side says they didn't touch it. Oh, that is long.
Did it come off of Nati's hand?
You know, Serena Gray, they talked to her, and she had a lot of words to say, I think none of which were, I didn't touch it. 21-19, Caffey got it with the right hand. Parsons, good footwork, but a missed contact. Yeah, a little my bad there, and a wink of the eye from number 30.
Yeah, in those situations where you're out of system, where the ball's a little behind you, off the net, it's more about making the other team play rather than trying to do anything too much.
Gray with another service error. That is an Achilles heel here in the first set. Not making their opponent play. Team Valentin-Anderson.
Yeah, 6 service errors already. Only 1 ace to go with it.
Drew's down the line. Kojima, nice pass once again. She's been really good this first set, but that has been the story of her whole career. 22-21. Right in it. Team Valentin-Anderson, despite the service woes. Chasse, nice cover, a little too tight though, cleaned up by Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. So we are tied. Deuces are wild here in the first. Last tied at 5-5. This one a little bit more important. Valentin-Anderson all over the tip. Tori Dixon all over the swing.
Kojima leaving her a little bit too inside. I talk about this a lot in terms of those out-of-system plays. You always want to go for the width because look how easy it is for the blockers here. In fact, Shampoo and Tori Dixon barely having to go anywhere. That ball is basically the center of the court. That's not an outside hit, that's a middle.
Dixon, 4th in blocks coming out of week 1. Back to back almost, but for the cover of Betty. A lot of options here outside. That ball called in down the line. Cooper. And we'll have a second challenge, it appears, as Natalia Valentin-Anderson says, I think that ball was out. Coaches shuffling around this week. Fernando Morales working with the very familiar relationship next to Natalia Valentin-Anderson. One-time Puerto Rico head coach. That ball's going to be in. And the captain of the Puerto Rican national team working together here.
There we got Team Puerto Rico, got Team USA
After
on the gold
review,
side.
the challenge for ball in out is unsuccessful.
Yeah, nice and quick. Good job by Nashville there. Hentz will move to a set point. Remember, this is for 40 team points. And this is what Hentz did last weekend. They just stacked win points. Rischel down on the ground, back up the swing. Where do you go? Cooper's out there, a little bit under it. Pulling hands was Shampoo, trying not to get used. It opened up some space. Second set point now.
Yeah, both teams trying to work that mismatch in the front court with the setters up there, the small setters.
Dixon, front row. Shampoo, front row as well. Front row setter. Cooper, left side. She'll get it. She's got it. Another high, athletic, powerful attack from number 20 wins it. 25-23. Every year, you have players whose stock rises. Folks that maybe not everyone knows at the beginning, but they certainly know during the championship chase. 40 team points for each player on the Team Hentz side. That includes Reagan Cooper, who collected that final kill. Cooper with 5 in the first stanza to lead her side. They are +2, headed to the second.
Special K.
Oh no, your mic'd up.
Hot mic coming in. Test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Eagle has landed. Wait, is that it? wait, sorry. Okay, ready, and go. That was a block. I felt it. I felt a monster block.
A little extra handhold when you're stressed.
Yes, yeah, just a little squeeze. I like it. Good little reminder. Down. Good touch. Yes, I'm warm. I'm ready.
High balls.
Let's go. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go.
Maybe it was the extra squeeze that helped get it done. Team Hentz squeezes one out, 25-23 over Team Valentin-Anderson. Kevin Barnett alongside Key Michael getting ready for set number 2. First set featured Key 5 kills from Reagan Cooper, hitting 260. Just got blocked one time.
Yeah, I think that's what she does really well. She keeps her errors low. So she's offensive because she's really only asked to do anything in the front court. She's got that double sub coming in, or really straight sub, so she's not playing any backcourt. She's not being forced to do defensive work. She is just relying on that arm in the front court. And I like we've seen a lot of variety from her already. That's a perfect example of her cutting it cross court with the thumb down. She's gone line. And that's why she's one of our risers of the week. She went from 24th to 7th position. That's 17 places, because last week she had only 4 errors in attack, only 2 reception errors. And as we mentioned, no errors in serve because she's just not playing backcourt. I like her consistency in that front court position.
An increasing role for Reagan Cooper as one of those risers. Climbing up the leaderboard, and best way to do that is to win sets. That's what Team Hentz did in set number 1, was take the victory. Valentin-Anderson, 5 kills from Maddie Kingdon-Rischel, 3 kills on 8 from Kat Bell. Pretty decent start. See if they get just a couple points closer. But perhaps too many service errors, Key Michael, 6 of them in the first to just 1 for Team Hentz.
And if you think about how close the score was there at the end, if you cut those errors out, that's a clean win for Valentin-Anderson. So I wonder if that'll be a conversation going into this next set. Hey, let's keep those errors off the board. Let's allow ourselves to win. But at the same time, when you're going up against a team like, well, really anyone here at Athletes Unlimited, you know you don't want to give them lollipop serves. However, keep it a little cleaner.
I'll look at our overall leaderboard as it updates. Remember, this is win points, stat points, all adding in right now for these two teams against the other clubs that will be in action later. So we'll have Team Thompson taking on Team Hoffman as our second match of the evening. And at the end of that, then everyone will have had the same 3 sets of play here in week 2 to add to their 9 from week 1. Play 3 sets every match. Every one of your actions, positive and negative, has an impact on your stat points, and all the wins pile up into some team points. Their MVP votes as well. We talked a lot about Cooper as that ball's missed connection for Valentin-Anderson as we start the set. Cooper got her first MVP 1 points in our final day of action. The 3rd match for Team Hentz. People starting to recognize that's the teammates voting on things. Everyone who's in the match votes on those MVPs. Good touch. Drews backs up and plays it. Dixon with a slide, and there's success to the middle. Tori Dixon came in hitting 360. That's her 2nd attempt here. Kingdon-Rischel can't get the swing. Drews can. 3-0.
Great start for Hentz.
Yeah, remember they were up 11-6 and caused Team Valentin-Anderson to take a timeout at that one via a 6-1 run in the first set. Another tough serve. Bell called on to do a lot. Parsons sitting in that angle. Cooper trying to chip down the line. Probably a good idea. Missed it.
And that's the difference when you have someone like Bell at the front court versus Natalia Valentin-Anderson, is there's just that little bit less space for you to work with between the antenna and her hands.
Hentz, good pass, another backslide, and that'll do it. Yep, just barely. Got enough of it, did Tori Dixon. She's 2 for 2 here in the second.
I don't think it'll surprise you if I ask for more middle.
Always.
Just like more cowbell, I need more middle all the time, especially if that's a good ball in. I think the connection here, especially with Pornpun, Shampoo, adding that little bit of speed, Dixon loves that.
Tori Dixon, who fosters animals when possible, when her schedule allows, but does keep a couple of dogs, Finn and Leo, full-time. Keep an eye on the AU Pro Volleyball socials. I'm sure Key Michael will have some dog footage coming for you soon.
You know it.
Good block there. Fisher doing battle. Champu covers. Dixon dishing. And Cooper converting. How about that? Beautifully done. Let's bring in Morgan Hentz. Morgan, you're off the floor for just a second. What a dream start here. What do you like from your squad thus far?
Yeah, I think we're just playing to be good and not focusing on being perfect and just taking it 1 point at a time.
All right, tell me, what was your #1 strategy? Because you drafted quite a few players that were part of your team last week. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I think there's a certain level of comfortability when you've played with a group for 3 games. So looking to get some of those players back because they were such key pieces. And then I think we added some really awesome players. And I like the way our group is gelling right now, but we're just still focused on 1 point at a time.
We've been talking a lot about Reagan Cooper. You took her. She's converting points right now. Why her early in the draft?
She has such a high point of contact. It's like she just keeps climbing up a ladder. She's super athletic, but she also just, really smart with her shot selection too.
Yeah, right there, doing it, chipping it in.
And what about the decision to put Danny on the right side? Who came up with that?
Yeah, me and Joe talked through it, and Danny's just like scoring from everywhere on the court. So we were like, might as well give it a try. Bye, guys.
All right, back in.
Thanks, Morgan.
The captain, Morgan Hentz, checking in and going right back into the match as the other side finally sides out at 6-2. She was giving you the insights there. Now she's giving directions to the serve receive. Moments later. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball. You're on the floor almost. Cooper, another high attack.
Yeah, that's one of the most fun things about this league is you get a really intimate touch point with the players. During the match, I mean, we talked to the captains seconds before their first serve, then we get them on that chair. I mean, you just don't get that anywhere else in sport.
Kingdon Rischel, target down the line. Good touch, Hentz with the up. Tight to the net. Boy, that's where you want to feed it if you have an athlete like Reagan Cooper, whose father played football at Nebraska. That would be UNL, University of Nebraska, Lincoln, and he was so excited to have his daughter playing in Nebraska. That one catching just the outer edge of the line. Wonder if she had some runza during the 2 days off to get ready. We'll check in with her when we can. Timeout, Valentin-Anderson. Second set, the aggression continues. 8-2 opens Team Hentz, so they lead 33-25 as you start following that overall win. Aggregate score, adding up all 3 sets to determine who gets 60 set points. And I'll tell you what, I've determined that Omaha gets Volleyball Town USA. This is September 16th, a record 17,675. As Creighton and Nebraska went head-to-head for 5 glorious sets. It was a 5-set thriller, 26-24. The 4th set win by the Blue Jays was critical. Huskers were strong in the 5th. Harper Murray with 17 kills, leading her team to a 15-9 victory in that 5th. But way to go, Omaha. Way to go, Nebraska. We knew that you loved the sport of volleyball. As the Creighton Blue Jay, Bill, has checked in the building.
Speaking of someone who loves the sport of volleyball, he's up there in his VIP perch.
I saw him earlier. He was mowing some nachos. It's a mess up there. Someone's going to have to clean up. Clean up on aisle Bill. All right, what can they clean up on the Natalia Valentin-Anderson side here? As you look at Jaylee Winters, the Creighton standout, who's now playing professionally here in Omaha for League One.
Yeah, I'd love to see the orange side miss less serves in this set. We talked about it a little bit earlier on. That was kind of their Achilles heel. They've done a little bit better in the second set. No missed serves as of yet. But we have seen a little bit more middle, and those two are correlated. Got to know
Jaylee a little bit this last season. Had a nice time chatting with her. She has a cat she rescued. His name's Yummy. According to Jaylee, he is making all enemies no friends. And straight up enemies right now are Team Hentz. 9-2. Ruthlessness. And keep in mind what this does, it starts to stretch out that overall 34-25. Now looking for a +10 mark with another conversion here of the women in blue. And an over will have it at 35-25. Wow, 10-2.
Yeah, huge start for Team Hentz. They're looking really clean as well. Those kind of errors, we've only really seen them on the orange side.
Little 4-0 run here at the start, but more like 10-2. Backslide finally, and you see the emotional release on the other side. Fisher trying to get some fire going on that side.
You have to, and it's hard as a middle because you're not getting a lot of opportunities to swing. You have to make them count.
Natalia Valentin-Anderson continuing to add points there. Be another assist. That one's out of bounds. Fisher in the spot, but couldn't get the block.
And that comes back again to having a lefty in front of you. So no matter what side she's on, it's a slightly different setup when you're going up against a lefty.
Now remember row one where so many lefties struggle because they don't spend time over there. Danny Drew has been an outside hitter since college. This is her hybrid position as Hentz. I don't think she got there. And yes, Julie Vogt indicates no. That would have been the quickest review in history had it gone that way.
If anyone could get there, though, Morgan Hentz.
Morgan Hentz must have hips of steel. Or at least Delrin or something. Some sort of product that can hit the floor very often as Parsons collects that. Because as she dives, often you'll see volleyball players, you'll split your chin. You'll get burns on the inside of your elbow. You'll also get bruises and burns on the front of your hip bones. Morgan Hentz is flying constantly.
Yeah, hashtag life of a libero.
I want to track her flight time throughout a season. How many minutes is she in the air? Parsons trying to crank in return for a point. Cannot do it in transition. 12-5.
Parsons seems to have had more success with those off-speed shots. More tips and rolls are working when she has a chance to go for them, rather than those hard-driven balls to the deep.
4 kills on 10 for Parsons. See if they go right back to her. See if Champu Gidpard gives her another shot. Valentin-Anderson to the back row. 3 hitters in front now. Bell's over on that side. Instead it's Drews against Betty. 1 point for the Dominican Republic. And a ball that caromed off of Tori Dixon. Betty apologizing for that one. Never apologize for greatness, Betty.
Yeah, only the second block on the orange side. I've seen a couple of times that they've been used in the block as well, not only when Nati's front court.
Right back to Drews. She'll bounce that one off the block, and Kojima charges. Got it, and that ball will fall. Now there's a different rule. The ball can actually go behind the ref stand. You can play the ball behind the ref stand, as you can in men's volleyball. Still a mystery to me as to why in women's collegiate volleyball that's not allowed. Player safety is the answer I get, but I'm not quite sure what you mean. That ball continues floating, and it's another service error. First of the set, though, for Valentin-Anderson.
Another thing I'd like to see more of on Valentin-Anderson's side are those touch blocks converted into an offense. So
Controls?
Yeah, just slowing it down, allowing your team to do something.
Drews going to that jump serve with effect. Ace. Second for Team Hentz, first for Danny Drews.
And she's going after Betty. Full speed, drops it short.
Yeah, into that gap. Let's see if she goes the other side this time. Same spot. Kojima right there. There's a control. Hentz. What a reaction. Parsons going to get the off-speed point. Key Michael, you getting into coaching?
I just think she looks more comfortable there. And again, we're talking about somebody who's just come back from motherhood. She's got a little bit less speed on her, but that's a great pickup by Hentz. And here, look what Parsons can do. She knows she's at a disadvantage. The blockers are set up. That's about using your volleyball IQ.
Damage done as Drews misses that one already. 15-7. Make that 8 with the miss. And keep in mind that big score. Look below, match score. That's for 60 team points. 40-31. Opening up a good size lead. 10 is a good lead in that. If you can hold that headed into the third set. That means you're only going to need 16 points in order to close out the overall as Drews gets out of the back row. And they are ready for that. All three blockers shoulder to shoulder.
They knew it. We knew it. You knew it. I knew it. Everyone knew that ball was going to Drews, especially from the backcourt. Look how quickly the blockers move. Kat Bell in particular, she's seen that before. She gets there really quick.
See if they run a traditional D-ball right side attack here with Drews, or if they go back up the middle again. She stays to the right. Parsons is down. Overpass. Scoring. Team Kingdon Rischel for Team Valentin-Anderson.
There's the mismatch. Rischel on Shampoo.
The Big Beth on Instagram. Go ahead and give her a follow and enjoy this jumper. Shampoo, clever move. Hentz even more clever.
So this is a high volleyball IQ team. That ball going overpass. And Shampoo just getting up and defending. She's front court. She can do that. And Hentz, who's got so much vision, just looks at where the defenders are not.
Drews with the left hand. Cooper over the top of Bell. Well, small block, big block. Bring any size block you wish.
We talked about her similarities with Jordan Thompson as well. She's tall,
yep.
She's athletic, so look at the movement from her feet to get off the net there, gets herself some space, and then as that block winds up, she's going over the top.
Man, there are times where if I just showed you a silhouette of an attacker, you wouldn't know if it was 97 or number 20. That is Jordan Thompson wearing the 97 here in Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball. Number 20, Reagan Cooper, remains left front. Fighting that serve off. Good touch. There's that control. How about the conversion? No. Hentz with the high dig. Shampoo taking everything off of it. That is a tough set.
And I think with someone like Hentz in the backcourt, kind of just picking up those hard-driven balls, she's popping it up. This blue side can do a lot of work with it.
She's popping it up to record availability, number 726. That is the all-time Athletes Unlimited volleyball dig record. Morgan Hentz now the owner, and her side continues to own this second set. Now 44-34, holding on to that 10-point lead via 19-11 second set score. Timeout called by Valentin-Anderson. So Morgan Hentz collecting high fives. Certainly not the all-time number on top of her head, but she passes Namaris, Velez, and Augusto, the famous defensive law firm that we enjoyed through so many years of AU. Noma not with us this season. 19-11, Team Hentz with the lead. And you know, volleyball is back. You can gear up for the season at the AU Pro Shop. That's what I like to do every year. The destination for the latest game day essentials. Go to shop.auprosports.com for official player merch, one-of-a-kind collaborations, and exclusive styles you won't find anywhere else. Don't miss out. Get your gear now and rep your game in style. Well, set two looking a little lopsided here.
Yeah, on the Hentz side, almost 3 times the number of attack points there, those kills. Swing's pretty even, but that just tells me the efficiency is really low on Valentin-Anderson's side. Digs as well, and that's a lot to do with Hentz. She's just giving the blue side more opportunity to score.
450 for an efficiency on the Hentz side, 150 for Velez Augusto. Wait, I'm combining people. Team Valentin-Anderson, sorry.
A lot of combination names here.
Yeah.
Dixon's quite a simple one, though. Dixon, ace.
Dixon plus 12. Natalia Valentin-Anderson, teammates with Nomara as well as Augusto for many years in the Puerto Rican national team. Valentin-Anderson trying to get her side back in rhythm here. She'll find Bell right side. Another dig. No, not this time. Still holding that 10-point lead, Team Hentz.
And I like Hentz's ratio at the service line. They're 3 aces to 3 errors. That's right about where you want to be. Valentin-Anderson only 1 ace to 7 errors, so that's a completely lopsided number.
And they're 2 aces to 2 errors just in this set, so very effective from the line. Finally, they get Team Hentz out of control. Drews with the dig. Cooper is becoming a nightmare for the women in orange.
And it's, for me, the variety that she's showing us. We've seen her go high over going line. We've seen her cut inside. We haven't seen a whole lot of off speed, but she hasn't had to.
Cooper's 12th kill, efficiency 370. And rising. With that one figured in, it's 400. Long backslide, high over the block, no touch, and ball is long. And so Natalia Valentin-Anderson, at the behest of her teammates, will in fact call a challenge here in the second set. Remember, you have those 2 captain's challenges per team per set. The lead now 10 as scored off this attack.
I don't see a touch there. I like the idea of going with the middle, going with the slide. And the high swing as well to avoid the block, because that's exactly what Fischer's advantage is, hitting over a block or at least reaching and making them try and touch it, but just long with it.
Yeah, Sophie Fischer at 6'5" certainly can exercise some of that advantage. The native of South Carolina, All-American honorable mention a couple of seasons ago. Played ball at Kentucky, national championship there before moving on to Georgia. Sophie, number 26, attacking this ball.
Don't think I see it. If anything, it would be Cooper's fingers. What this challenge does do at the very least is slow down the momentum, potentially.
After review, the challenge for block touch is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful, so it will remain 22-12 and 47-35 here in this second set domination from the blue side of Team Hentz. Little inside back row attack, unsuccessful from Bell. Success found to the pin instead with Kingdon Rischel. Remember, this is our first match of 2. Go to auprovolleyball.com. Check it out for our second match, which starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Team Hoffman and Team Thompson. Jordan Thompson, number 1 on the leaderboard coming out of week 1. You want to watch her play. She's been so terminal. Fun to watch with her high contact and high heat. There's some heat from Danny Drews.
Drews has been efficient. I think it's the efficiency piece that's really working out on the blue side, because on the orange side, I'm looking at some of these numbers here, and really the only player that has 50% efficiency is De La Cruz Mejia, but she hasn't had that many attack attempts.
The entire team on the other side is hitting 50% efficiency.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone almost.
Chassé with the miss. Now here's where you can make a little run, even if you're not going to win the set, which Valentin-Anderson is not. They could make a little run here, and that could matter for that overall score. They need to try and close that gap as much as possible, trailing by 11 already. Points now can matter when it gets to those 60 team points later. Here's a chance. Benny push into the corner. Chassé has seen that before. Parsons with some speed to the outside. Heavy arm into the block. Team Hentz moves to a set point. Boy, they're looking to win this one by 11. That would put them plus 13 headed into our third and final set as Sydney Hilly checks in. Hilly, a starter last week, here in reserve, goes short. Drews left hand the first time. Soft touch the second. Bell right side through the block. Still alive. One-on-one. Drews. The dig over is good, and the rally continues. Betty off balance. Here comes the back row. Chassé through the block. Boy, every option being taken, and that one finally converts. Bella Bergmark in. Has Danny Drews go off her hands and out of bounds. 25-14, second set domination. Key 50-37 headed to the third.
That is how you want to play and show how you can play. We saw so many options on the blue side, and that's what did it for me, is that it wasn't a one-trick pony. Everyone getting involved.
Cooper with 12 kills leads everyone on the floor. Kayla Caffey with 6, 9 for Danny Drews, including that final one to finish off the second set and collect another 40 points for Team Hentz. They've added 80 team points as they look forward to the third set, in which they already lead 50-37. Team Hentz, #1 team last week, looking like the #1 team in this match. They have one set to go to prove it. Dominant in week 1, and again here 50-37 in that overall score. They need just 13 points in this third set to put away the 60 team points in the overall victory. They'll be looking for a clean sweep of the set win as well, and 100 points behind the defense at number 46. To say defense wins championships, Key. Defense wins Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball matches so far.
Yeah, if you're wondering how a libero ends up as a captain, this is it. So far she's already had 6 digs and 2 assists, but I'm looking at those positive passing numbers as well. 62%. She's putting her team in a position to attack and be offensive. Combine that with the fact that she's sprawling out, like you mentioned, to keep balls alive. This is what she does. She makes it really difficult for the other team to find any kind of space on the floor. She's got the volleyball IQ. She's got the smarts to look about where she can score as well. And I think she leads her team really well. Her strategy for draft is paying off.
5 hitters hitting over that 40% efficiency mark. Those 6 service errors in set 1 kind of hurt. They cleaned it up, did Valentin-Anderson, but did not get a lot of chances here. Did not put the ball away in that second set, as Team Valentin-Anderson hit just 130 in the second set. And now 13 points will net the total win. It would be a clean sweep of 180 team points, which would have almost everyone in a blue jersey right now inside the top 10. 7 of the top 10 on the overall leaderboard are Team Hentz for the moment. Caffey's going to be in there for sure, as she's been on Team Hentz last week and this week. I'm Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael as we go to our third set here. Remember, set is worth 40 points as Bella Bergmark checks in. Change it, middle blocker. And if you win the overall, it's plus 60 on those team points, so 100 points available. In addition to all the stat points, Cooper will go negative there. That is an exchange as Cooper gets blocked. So that's an attack error at -12, and the block goes to Kat Bell. Basically, you're taking the points, 12 of them, out of the other person's category and putting them in yours. Plus 12, minus 12. First lead of the match for Team Valentin-Anderson. That's wild. Valentin-Anderson with the dig. They could use some positive momentum here. They'll take it. 2-0.
Yeah, one of the changes I'm noticing as well, and I like this from Valentin-Anderson, is putting in Bella Bergmark. If things are not working, and I don't think that her team is playing particularly poorly, but Sophie Fisher only 4 kills. Serena Gray also Just 1 point on the night. The efficiency down, change it up.
Yeah, Bergmark began her career at Cal, would go on to Texas. She's in the front row right now, resetting. And up against Drews. That ball is wide, so maybe it's Bergmark, number 68, out of Larkspur, California. 3-0 start for her side. Hope Mom Heidi is tuning in. San Francisco Fire Department for the last 20 years for Mom. Couldn't get a hold of that one. But a good 3-0 start. It's in the books for Valentin-Anderson. 3-1 now on the Hentz side out.
And the problem for Valentin-Anderson is the combination of Drews and Reagan. Those two have been pretty much unstoppable.
Nice bump set. Cooper. Kojima with the dig. What a move back by Champu to keep it alive. Does it pay? Not this time. Give you an idea of the international flair over there. If you have a dig by Manami Kojima, the 24 Olympian, that is Japan, the Puerto Rican national team captain and setter, Natalia Valentin-Anderson, to the legendary Betania de la Cruz out of the Dominican Republic. Putting that Franklin volleyball to the Terraflex. As Bella Bergmark steps back to serve. Back-to-back national titles at Texas for her. One of them won right here in Omaha, so good memories. Overhead, and that ball will be snuck inside off the dig.
Great reaction there by Cooper. Ball just over the net. Has to get up early to try and beat Bella as she's turning around.
Three hitters to the front row. Team Hentz ruthlessly efficient in that second set. You'll hear us call her Champu. Born pun, get hard. Much like the Brazilians, Thai players often going by a single name. Bad pass, service pressure being applied. Oh, that is a nice high, flat attack from Drews.
I think that's another point of this blue side, is that even when they're put under pressure, and again, we talked about how many missed serves there were coming from Team Valentin-Anderson, but when they are putting it in, if they're putting pressure on it, this is a very defensive side on Hentz's side. They're used to that out-of-system play.
They're used to some success at the service line, too. Claire Chassé, plus 12 for you. Individual points piling up, and her side creeping back here in the third set. Remember, they're still leading big, 54-42. Betty blocked by Danny. Hentz not letting any rolls or tips go down. Parsons will cover herself. She'll get it right back. Caffey underneath it. Drews with power on the right.
Drews with power on the right, on the left, in the back, in the front. She's delivering from everywhere. She's already at 14 points and 55% kill efficiency. This is what you want out of your opposite. And we talked about the struggles that Cabell was having, other players in that position not able to live up to what Thompson is doing. Drews is really one of the few right now that I've seen do it.
Natalia Valentin-Anderson with an on-point delivery to Maddie Kingdon-Rischel out of that big attack, that middle back, very fast attack from the outside hitters. Nati, originally out of Caguas, Puerto Rico, played at Florida International University a long time ago now, has had an incredible international career. Betty misses that one. Oh, 6-6. Remember, they need just 13 points here, does Team Hentz, to close out that overall, but don't think it's over then. The set is still up. Those 40 points for the set are vital. Those team points matter incredibly when you're trying to rise up the leaderboard. 60% of your points coming from those team successes. Chiseling, chipping, and winning.
That's what we're used to seeing from Maddie Kingdon-Richel. Sometimes it's power, but in those decision-making moments, I think we need to see more clever attacks coming from the orange side.
Oh, tight to the net, flying in. As Sarah Parsons just rounding back into her old self.
And Bergmark getting sold up the river with Champeau. She jumped there with Tori Dixon. That leaves that big, wide open space for Parsons to come hammering through.
That was tough. The ball was so tight to the net. Thrown over. Nati from about 4 feet off. Clever girl. Like a raptor.
And it's a good point you make. When the ball is tight to the net, there's more decision-making to do, especially if you're a middle blocker. You kind of have to decide, do I jump with the middle? Will I take this as an option? But sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not.
Bell, little poke, that went over. Probably the best result. Chapu, outside. Scoop to Danny. Can't clean up the trash that time. Bergmark picks up the stuff, plus 12 for 68. First action for Bella Bergmark. She's making an impact.
Yeah, 5 blocks now on the orange side. That's one of the few strengths we've seen tonight compared to the blue side.
Oh, a diving Kojima. Dig, Ken Parsons run it down, almost. Julie Vogt, get out of the way. How about the defense for Team Valentin-Anderson here?
Yeah, big pickup from Kojima, and that's what allows her team to go again. Then Hentz gets a little touch on it. It's not enough to keep it in play, but defense is the name of the game between these two players.
Danny, high heat. That's how you deal with a defender. Get him up right in the shoulders.
Drew's now at 15 points, 54% kill percentage. So on 24 attempts, she's already put down 13 of them, kind of 1 and 2. It's a beautiful benchmark.
A service. Boy, Team Hentz has finding ways to score throughout the statistical categories here.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons Parsons gets to kind of hang out there in the backcourt. She is so good, second ace in a row, and she's targeting a different player every single time. It's a flat serve. It doesn't have the most heat on it. It's not a top spin jump serve, but it's just difficult to handle with that movement.
Another tough one, 6-1. The run could be more here. Parsons with a dig, tough swing for Cooper. She manages it. Bell, wow. She played for France?
Yeah, and Gapith moves over here.
High hands, cannot be handled. Going high flat as Maddie Kingdon-Richel. Yeah, Irva Ningapeth, now 2-time Olympic gold medalist, as France repeated in 21 and 24. Is the most creative outside hitter out there. He would have turned that into some sort of kill. Somehow, the ball would have caromed into the crowd. Cooper, excellent pass. She'll get it right back. Pass, swing. Dug by Kojima. Killed by Betty through the hands.
That's a confident looking Betty as well. The thing about Betty is she's one of those players who loves to get her power going, and you'll start to see her get those eyes about her, the Betty eyes. When she's not getting enough ball, not getting enough kills, that's where it starts, in the eyes.
Another block, maybe. Did that ball cross inside? Yes, it did. Whenever the ball goes to the other side, it must pass outside the antenna both ways in order to remain in play. Short serve, Hentz just gets there. Kingdon-Richel, a little double axe handle. Keep it going. That ball is tipped wide. Left hand of Bell. A little too strong.
Belle's starting to look a little frustrated with what she's been given, and we talk a lot about how that opposite position, the job is to clean up the junk, so you're gonna get a lot of balls that you don't love the look at. She's looking a little frustrated already.
Well, that's Belle's first error, but she has just 4 kills on 19 attempts. Again, not efficient. There's an absolute hammer from the San Francisco Fire Department.
And there's the difference. For a middle, you expect to get much more clean attempts. So Bergmark is up really early. She's got that space from Natalia Valentin-Anderson. She's trying to beat the block with her spacing.
Bachelor's degree in nutritional science at Cal before moving on to Texas. Bergmark serve, plays left back. Kingdon Rushel trying to get it to Betty. Got it there just enough. And aggressive and confident. You highlighted it. Number 81 taking the swing. And Natalia Valentin-Anderson and her squad making a swing at this set. They're still trailing the overall, but they lead by 4 here in the third.
We know that Thompson is a hot hand. We know she can score, and she continues to score.
And already starting to pile up those kills. Expertly done by the 6'4" and incredibly athletic Jordan Thompson.
I mean, that's what she does. She's just got great court awareness. Great block from Thompson.
That's some casual excellence from number 97. Just gonna have a button that says kill by Thompson, kill by Thompson, kill by Thompson. Only player to break the 1,000 point mark last week, led in kills and MVP points, and she will be coming up at 9 Eastern. Team Hoffman taking on Team Thompson. First time in the captain's chair. Go to auprovolleyball.com to check where you can check that out.
Yeah, she had huge opening night performances, back-to-back 20-point performances, and it wasn't only until the third match where the team started to balance out, but by then she had already run away with it.
So we had some questions here for Team Valentin-Anderson coming in. Would defense lead it? It's been the other side picking up a lot more opportunities and scores. And would they get production out of the opposite? They have not gotten a ton of production out of the opposite, but they are leading in this set. On the other side, you can see all that blue on the leaderboard. That's what happens when your side is winning. Plus 40 for each of the first 2 set victories. They are 2 points away, our Team Hentz, from taking the overall, their magic number 13 here in the third. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael, first of 2 matches as Bella Bergmark. First action, and she's been good for Team Valentin-Anderson. Overhead, Drews out of the timeout. Nice get by Kingdon Rushel. Hentz steps in. Cooper into the fold again, and this time they got her. Big block of Bell and Fisher.
Yeah, blocking has to step up on the orange side, and that's exactly why. Slowing down the offense of the players that have just been having kind of a field day over there. Fisher now on her 3rd block. Not super offensive. Only 2 kills on the night, but as a middle, sometimes you just do your defensive role, and that's it.
Sometimes you don't have that many opportunities, just 7 sets. Bergmark back to serve. She's 1 for 2. Right back to Cooper, and she is not afraid. That is the end of a 6-1 run, and Hentz now on to a match point opportunity here. Putting 13 on the board would put the overall score out of reach. Or Team Valentin-Anderson, they had a huge lead come in, and it was 13. That's why it's such a low number here in the third. Bell, right side, dug up. Cooper for the match. Yes, that'll do. First opportunity to close it. Reagan Cooper and Team Hentz clinched 60 team points for the overall victory. Now they're looking for the clean sweep. Boy, when you put up 180, your fortunes start going up that leaderboard.
That's exactly what we saw with the purple team last week. Is you get 3 wins in a row, let alone a sweep on one of those nights, it's really hard to catch up with you.
Good touch by Caffey. This time right in front. Missed contact. Is it Cooper again? Yes, hot hand. Why not? She's on fire.
Cooper's shown us a little bit of everything tonight, but every single time she goes up, she looks so comfortable. And this is an out-of-system play. Look how far Shampoo is off the net. So even that, she's making sure she puts the ball tight, gets Cooper in a position where she can be aggressive.
Yeah, they're looking for the sweep. They have the momentum right now. Going to Fisher. Dug up by Shampoo. Hentz will put it high. Defense composed. Offense as well. Kingdon Rischel, nobody up. Misfires. Team Hentz within one. They went 3-0 last week, did Team Hentz, and they have picked up right where they left off. They are -1 in this set, but they have taken the overall, and they lead with the 2-set victories. They are on a 4-0 run right now. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship is sponsored by Nike. Yeah, some glorious excitement in week one. Lots of camaraderie between these women. That's part of what this league is all about. The opportunity to play with players maybe you haven't ever had the pleasure of being on the same side of the network.
Yeah, and that's exactly what someone like Jordan Thompson told us. The excitement and the allure of coming to this league. She's played everywhere in the world. There she is, sitting with a couple of her Team USA teammates and Olympians. They've been together at the highest level in the world, yet they still choose to come here, play here because of that camaraderie, because of the feeling of being teammates on the other side of the net as well.
That's 3 gold medalists over there. And silver as well. Micah Hancock, the late add to the expanded roster, ended up playing during the Olympic Games in Paris as well. So all 3 of them have a gold and a silver to their name as that ball finds the antenna, and we find ourselves at 16 apiece here in set 3.
This could be a crucial turning point for the orange side. They have to win this set to avoid the sweep. They've already given up the advantage they had.
That ball's long. Would you consider a challenge just to slow it down if for no other reason? Still 2 challenges available for Team Valentin-Anderson, and indeed they will issue it there.
This does sound like a purely strategic challenge. Challenging for blocked touch. I don't think I see it. The hands are there, but I'm always looking just at that fingertip. I think in this case, Kayla Caffey.
Yeah, Team Hentz actually now looking to see that it was in that end line. Late indication from our referees, and we will look at it here. That one's going to be resolved.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that one. Ball initially ruled out. I think you're going to remain with that. A 6-0 run will continue for Team Hentz.
After review, the challenge for ball in out is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. So you have 1 challenge left if you're Team Valentin-Anderson, but you have nothing left in the momentum category here in the 3rd.
Yeah, they have to find something. They've done a lot better of keeping the ball in and making less errors, but now it's just a matter of playing defense, keeping the ball alive.
Betty, overhand pass. Sophie Fisher showing some power. But man, the defense. The women in blue scooping. Parsons looking for a delivery from Hentz. Pardon me, there you go. Look out for Danny Drews, drafted at that #1 spot to play opposite, and that is turning out to be a good strategy.
And I think you called it there with the defense. So it's one thing to have players that can score, but the ball is not hitting the floor on the blue side.
Bell, big high touch. Hentz handles it easily. Big attack has been good. Parsons read that perfectly. Good spot. And it pays off again. Look out for Team Hentz in week 2, the same as week 1. 19-16.
And again, Reagan Cooper from the out-of-system ball. That's what's looking so good on this blue side, is it's not perfect, but it's off the defense and converting into something.
An 8-0 reign of terror. Going high, flat, Betty. Nothing. No touch. Will they use their other challenge? Perhaps, but they will call a timeout right now. Team Valentin-Anderson all of a sudden on the defensive, 20-16, a match that, a set that they were up early. They now find themselves up against the buzzsaw once again.
There's a second look at it just to see if there was a touch. I don't think I see it in real time. Oh, maybe Kathy's fingertips.
Now, key here in this third set. Team Hentz is hitting only 180. That's a drastic downturn from the 460 of set 2. But they have 3 service aces and 7 positive block touches, creating some opportunities to swing.
Yeah, those block touches and the defenses are what are making this such a lethal team, is because you look a lot about the on the score and the points that are being scored in the front of the court offensively, but for me it's the defense that's really making this team so well-rounded.
Team Valentin-Anderson led 16-11 at one point. That has been erased plus some. Caffey will swing. That'll be a back row setter overpass, and the pain continues. Now +5. 71-53 in the overall. We're normally watching that match score pretty closely right now, but it's already been closed out by Team Hentz. They're looking for a full sweep at this point. 180 team points. Just again working on Betty down the line. Cooper will just keep it in. Bell finally gets one. Now Kat Bell will collect a kill. That is her 5th kill and just her 2nd kill since the first set.
Yeah, Kat Bell struggling to find her rhythm so far. Efficiency of 9%. That's really not enough as an opposite. I think there needs to be some conversation. Does she need the ball a little higher, tighter, more inside? There has to be a change.
Well, yeah, if you're Skylar Fields, you're wondering when that change is coming. Better bide your time as that ball is tipped in from Bethania. Skylar Fields sitting behind Kat Bell for the 2nd consecutive week and 4th consecutive match, having played only in the double sub.
And sometimes you look at other parts of the game. Maybe it's her defense. Maybe it's her serve. That is a tough serve, but only 3 digs. It's not a spectacular backcourt performance either.
Kojima, back-to-back digs. Betty with another conversion. So this set still very much up in the air as Valentin-Anderson recaptures a little bit of their footing here. And there will be a timeout, still leading by 2 for the Team Hentz side. Momentum pulling back and forth here. Timeout, Team Hentz. First time they have called a timeout throughout this entire match. Morgan Hentz doing an outstanding job leading her team as we lead you through some of our broadcasts here in Omaha, Nebraska. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. Key, what do you really like from Team Hentz, both last week and this week, with a lot of different players?
Well, last week, a lot of the offense was going to one particular player, that was Jordan Thompson. It was working, but there wasn't a whole lot of balance. So what I like that's kind of trickled over into Hentz's team this week is that she's got much more performance out of a few different players. And in addition to that, she's got a defensive strategy that's paying off. Here's a look at her dynamics as well. She's gone with that sort of double combination between Reagan Cooper and Sarah Parsons, which we thought that they would play together 1-for-1, but Parsons has been playing all the way around. And then now they've got Chaussee slipping in there with that backcourt.
Yeah, Parsons with 7 kills, hitting .210, her first real 6 rotation action. That is her normal position. She is normally that. Chaussee and Cooper in the other spot. And then you have the offense-defense middle. And another block is taken here. Sophie Fisher and that side coming alive, putting another point on the board. Remember, they've already lost the overall, but they could very much win this set. They are back within 1. Deep serve. Caffey, there's that offensive middle.
Yeah, one of the reasons those two were drafted together, that Dixon-Caffey combo. Kayla had 16 kills last week in addition to 3 aces. And together they had 10 blocks and 13 block touches. So that's really a part of that system where they're getting those touches, slowing the ball down, allowing their team to work around them.
Parsons will scoop that one. Is there a swing to be had? There's a roll shot there. Valentin-Anderson creating. Champu doing the same on the other side. Beautiful long set. That ball may have been out. Played anyway. Back to Betty. Down the line wide. And Betty a little frustrated with herself. Missed contact there, and that could prove to be a huge point.
Will it be overturned?
Well, a late call of a touch. You had Betty acknowledging that she had missed. Team Valentin-Anderson going to serve reception. Team Hentz going to serve the ball.
I think Betty's frustrated because look how far inside she is.
Well, this is an earlier attack here.
Yeah.
This is covered by Bell, and that arguably could have been out.
I don't think it's even close to a touch.
No. This should be pretty quick from Nashville.
And you can tell how frustrated she is. But at the same time, Betty's one of the few players that's been scoring in this set. 7 points so far in this set alone. The next closest, King de Rochelle, with only 4. So she's kind of taken a lot of that offensive load, as she's used to doing.
The challenge for block touch is successful.
Yeah, successful, meaning Team Hentz challenged it. It was initially ruled a touch. Team Hentz said we did not touch it, and the video clearly confirmed that. So you're going to go to 23-20. That was a huge point. Talking about what Betty has produced in this set for her side, no doubt she'd love to have that last one. Again, tight to the net. Fisher just looking so smooth on that right side, rising up.
A good confidence set as well from Valentin-Anderson. Again, when you're kind of struggling to find players to score, if you get that good ball in, establish that right side, establish that middle.
Fisher, SEC Player of the Year in her time at Georgia. Pretty dominant. Had a couple of her matches back in college. Fun to see how much she was able to affect a match.
So she played front court and back court. She said she hasn't had a chance to do that here yet because nobody knows about it. I told her, you got to tell him. Let him know what you're capable of.
Betty, jumper down the line. That'll generate an opportunity. Maddie misses. Boy, what could have been here in the 4th set for Team Valentin-Anderson down the stretch. Here now they're going to face a set point. Match already won. Set point number 1 for Team Hentz. Think back to that first set. Team Hentz closed it out 25-23. That may have been the pivotal moment. They dominated as Hilly comes in. Looking to finish. Over, and that'll do it. 25-21 is going to be the final in the 3rd, and it's going to be a clean sweep, 180 points.
A lot of balance on that blue side. This is what we talk about, a team that's offensive as well as defensive. Orange side giving up way too many errors.
Back-to-back sweeps. Look at that, plus 360 win points. That goes to every player, and that'll put a ton of blue jerseys atop the leaderboard. For Team Hentz. Reagan Cooper, 17 kills. Drews, 14 kills. We're going back to Omaha and interview the winners as they celebrate a dominant performance.
Close. Yes! Great swing. Nice job. Thank you. Great defense, you guys. And good block touches. Like, you're getting really good touches. That's going to be the key, is just simple, nice, low and over touches, and then we dig around.
Danny Drew's in a new role, but again producing points for her side. 75-58, the overall victory for Team Hentz. They sweep all 3 sets. Deuce in the first and dominant from there on. 25-14, 25-21 in the resulting 2 frames. But all throughout from the start, it was Reagan Cooper. 5 kills in the first, 7 in the second. She finishes with 17 overall hits, 300. And the contact point continues to be nightmarish for opponents. Just again and again, getting full extension with power right there over the top of Kat Bell with Sophie Fisher next to her. Off the block, that looking a lot like Jordan Thompson. The ability to go high with heat into the defense as well is finding success for number 20 in blue. And she is with our own Key Michael.
Reagan, what a night for you tonight. What did it feel like out there?
It felt amazing. We only had 1 practice with this team yesterday, and we had a little bit of time this morning with serve and pass, so we never, we weren't sure how we were going to work together, but then once we were on the court, it just flowed so easily. I love this team.
It felt like it was a little bit of a rinse and repeat from the purple squad last week, so not much adjustment there, but what was the key to that success and again today?
It seemed like tonight it was a lot of scrappiness. It just felt like everybody was doing their job. So everyone was able to just worry about themselves and what they were doing instead of having to, cover for another teammate. It just felt so easy out there tonight. So I'm really proud of us.
Speaking of just having to focus on one thing, you're only playing in the front court. How does that take your mind off of anything, if at all?
Yeah, I only played the front row back in college for about 5 years, so it was kind of a flashback. It's fun. It's great to only focus, mostly on the offensive side of it like I used to. I can really focus on my shots, so it's fun, and I like going back and forth with Claire and sometimes Sarah, so it's fun.
And speaking in general about Athletes Unlimited, what's been your favorite part about being here this season?
Oh my gosh, meeting everybody. The fact that I was on a team, I've been playing on teams with Olympians is insane. I really can't process it, and everybody's so nice, so inviting, so helpful, and it's been so much fun. I've had a great time.
Well, we are so happy you're here. Great job tonight. We'll let you go rest and recover. We got another one in a couple days. But Kevin, for now, back to you.
Reagan Cooper with 1 MVP in her pocket. I would guess she's going to have a second. As you look at our updated leaderboard as our second match starts to get ready, Morgan Hentz broken the 1,000 barrier. You see how important those win points are. 180 of them added to every single score of the women in blue. And all those blue jerseys are rising up. Key, another thing for Team Hentz in this match was a huge advantage from the service line. 6 aces to 1.
Yeah, the service pressure is super important in any match. It's the most important part because it's the first contact of the ball, and it's where you just decide whether or not that team's coming at you with a hard-driven ball or if they have to tip and roll. And I think that was one of the best parts of the match tonight for the blue side.
Nobody wants to see Team Hentz coming at them. They win 75-58 over Team Valentin-Anderson. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball, the championship tonight at 9 p.m. continues on. You can join us as Team Thompson faces Team Hoffman. You can check out where to watch at auprovolleyball.com. For Key Michael and our entire crew here in Omaha, I'm Kevin Barnett. Thanks for watching. We'll see you for another match. There are 5 to go here in week 2.